Hi stock investors, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, we've got Dan Ives from Wedbush today. I'm going to react to him talking about Nvidia and the Mag 7 upcoming earnings. He thinks they're going to knock it out of the park and it's a really important moment. Let's see what he's got to say and I'll react to it. Let's get straight into it.
Lot riding on this report. You have a new note out. Let's just start with this. I'm just looking at the estimates. These are the estimates. Revenue growth of 112%, EPS growth of 125%. Just astronomical. It's like I had you shaking your head, and you're one of the biggest fans of.
Can they do it? This is what's expected. They've got to beat expectations, surely, for the stock to go up further. Will they do that?
This company. Can this company meet these expectations? Can it even exceed them? Is just meeting them good enough for investors?
Well, medium's not good enough, but I believe this is going to be a drop the mic moment for the godfather of AI. Jensen Nvidia, because
Jensen Nvidia has changed his name there. The godfather of AI is full of catchphrases. Let's see what a string of catchphrases are today. Drop the mic moment for Nvidia, and it well could be. We'll have to see. Can they beat expectations again and again and again?
All of our checks are showing this is accelerating. And I think the street, like you said, every quarter, prove it, prove it. This revolution is just starting, but it all starts with Nvidia. In my opinion, it is the most important earnings, not just of the year, potentially in many years, because of what this represents in terms of tech.
Okay, 152% year to date up Nvidia. Can it go higher? It had that dip, of course, went down 27-28%. Investors got a bit freaked out there that this was the end and then the tech was going to be a tech crash. Now we have Jay Powell came out with interest rates and indicating that they're going to put interest rates down now, and this market took off and Nvidia's way back up. Not since then, but will it propel it even higher? And then earnings coming out, it's kind of looking good, but we just don't know. It's really hard to predict.
So I've been asking a lot of people this. Is it the earnings that matter or the guidance? Because the
Guidance.
expectations are lofty. Let's say they meet or
Both.
beat when it comes to revenue and EPS, but the guidance isn't what people are expecting. What does that do to the stock? What do you think it does to the market?
It's all about the guidance. But all, I mean, we just got back from Asia. All of our checks are showing Street is still underestimating this acceleration. Because right now, the only game in town is Jensen. And really, if you look what NVIDIA is doing, especially from chips coming forward, this enterprise demand is just starting. And in my opinion, of course, Powell, Jackson Hole is so important.
Huge, obviously.
Powell, Jackson Hole, so he did come out, Jay Powell, the speech just hours ago, talking about the possibility of, or probability, they're going to cut rates. And you didn't even have to read between the lines. He said there, and they said there's room to do more, to do more than one. So I think the market is pricing in rate cuts now, whether they're right or wrong about how many there are going to be. But Dan Ives didn't know that here, and it's definitely something it looks like it's going to happen now.
But the market, what it's going to do for the rest of the year, and I could argue even in 2025, it starts with this NVIDIA earnings. And I expect, get the popcorn ready. It's going to be a
You say this every quarter, Dan.
No, get the popcorn ready, popcorn moment. As he called him out, saying he says this every quarter, and he has. That's one of his favorite sayings.
But this is going to be a showstopper showing where the revolution's going.
Okay.
And I think the skeptics continue to get proven wrong.
What about the questions? The air pocket between different iterations of their chips, some of their customers making their own chips, and the fact that the AI enthusiasm seems to be dying down. You're not concerned about any of that.
Yeah, so
it takes a while to make chips, to organize that, and you know there will be competition eventually, surely, but we have to see. So, by the way, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, do remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. I really appreciate that. Let's hear from Dan more.
So it's hit on them for a delayed 2 to 3 months. I view that as sort of an asterisk. In other words, this is not moving the needle in terms of from a demand perspective. When you talk about AI in terms of some of the hype, look what we saw from the hyperscalers. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, what Nadella talked about, what Lisa Su and AMD, the Messi of AI, Palantir in terms of the use cases.
The Messi of AI, Palantir. That's up quite a lot. We'll see that on the screen in a minute, I think.
Now the second, third, fourth derivatives are just starting to play out. So when I look at what the godfather of AI, Jensen and NVIDIA are doing, we're talking about transformation. I believe a year from now, this is a $4 trillion market cap along with Apple.
$4 trillion market cap in a year that he said it. So let's see this, come back to this in a year. If you're watching this in a year, was it true? Is Nvidia $4 trillion now market cap? It did say their Palantir's up 87% on the year. It's really getting up there too, isn't it? It's definitely an AI play that's actually, they're implementing AI and what they're doing with their customers right now.
And Microsoft.
By the way, you changing his last name. It's Jensen Nvidia. It's not Jensen Wong anymore. You just decided?
Look, this is...
You're making decisions. I want to get back to your note. According to your research, for every dollar spent on Nvidia chips, it kind of flows through to the rest of the tech sector to $8 to $10. What does that mean for some of these other stocks?
That's the most important thing. Because remember, it's not just about Nvidia. It's about the multiplier. It's about the revolution, the $1 trillion of CapEx. For every dollar spent on an Nvidia chip, there's an 8 to 10 multiplier across the rest of tech. That's why it's
spent on tech, not made here. $1 for Nvidia spent on chips, $8 to $10 spent across tech. He's saying that's his opinion. That's going to be happening. So there's definitely a lot more. But when's the profit? When are these companies going to make money from AI? Palantir. There's people with expectations of that, and they're actually selling products, their products, AI products in the marketplace now. So they're one that's doing well as Nvidia, really, in terms of sales.
It's so important in terms of what Nvidia says for this bull market to continue.
So you're saying it's a broad tailwind. It's not just it's a rising tide that's going to lift all boats.
Because it's not just
even in software, because software seems to be under pressure, or at least it was. When it comes to this AI craze, and it seems like a lot of the money that was going to software has gone to chips.
But even next week, you'll hear from Benioff and Salesforce. What are they focused on? AI. Look at McDermott and ServiceNow. In other words, it's just starting now. The software wave is a second, third derivative. That's why I think we're seeing here a year from now, NASDAQ 20,000, and it continues because now the rest of this party, it is only 9 p.m. in the AI party
that goes to
that
when?
We believe it goes to 4 a.m.
To 4? Not to sunrise, but it stops at
4 a.m. And look,
ding, ding, ding. The AI party's going till 4 a.m. It's only 9 p.m. You said that before. That's one of his favorite catchphrases. Will he be right? What he's really implying there, apart from the jokes, is that that he's comparing it to the dot-com bubble, so he will say that it's like 1994, 95 or something like that, and it's not 1999. That implies it's going to be a bubble here, and should we be happy about a bubble forming and it keeping on going for years? I mean, that could be dangerous for the whole economy.
Will there be times music stops and there's glass in the food? Yeah. But right now, what we hear next week, it shows this party, the music continues to play on.
All right, I know tech is really your wheelhouse, but you look at the broader market as well. We're going to show a chart. This is the Mag 7 and the S&P equal weight since the start of this quarter. The equal weight outperforming the Mag 7. When it comes to that Mag 7 trade, how important are these earnings? We had our data team run the numbers. Implied volatility post-earnings, 10% up or down. What do you think this report does to that mega cap tech trade, that AI trade, et cetera?
They're the torchbearers of this rally that continues. And I think it's just the start. Look what's happened with Apple in terms of the new iPhone launch. The AI story will be led.
So NVIDIA stops the broadening? Because that's what we're seeing right now with equal weight. It's the broadening of the market. People are putting their money in other places, especially cyclicals, ahead of a cut.
It's true, broadening of the market today with the announcement of cuts, really. The Russell 2000 small cap index went up 3% on that day. So could it be a broadening out to smaller caps as well as throughout tech?
So you're saying that this report could actually change some of those flows?
Oh, I think it does. And I think ultimately tech will lead the market higher from a large cap perspective. We look into year end, and I think Mag 7 actually outperforms. But again, many have been skeptical. The bears in hibernation mode, they've been negative on big tech for the last few years. But when it comes down to numbers and it comes down to this revolution, this is the 1995, almost 1996 moment, but not a 1999 bubble moment.
Not 1999 bubble moment. No, dread the thought. But he did say, basically saying that that's what's going to happen. What do you think about that? Do you think it's going to go on for years yet, or are we near the top of this AI bubble? Will the music stop? He said the music will stop and implied it will start again. What do you think? What do you think Nvidia is going to have a mic drop moment here in the earnings coming up? Or if you're watching this after, did it happen? Comment on that. On what happened. Was Dan Ives right about that? Now, talking about the Mag 7 in your portfolio, do you have it in your portfolio? Do you have any other stocks like Palantir? This here, I have an offer for a share site here for my viewers. You can sign up for free and see, but there's a premium plan there. This is a landing page. I'll put a link in the description to the landing page where you can read all about it. It's a portfolio platform reporting and tracking tool. Do you really know the true performance of your portfolio? You can bring in stocks automatically when you make trades, and historically too, to see the true performance of your portfolio over time, including dividends and all that. Do you actually know that? If you don't, sign up to this, and you can see a video here, a short video telling you all about it on that landing page. I'll leave a link, as I said, and I'm going to leave a link to a video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next here on the screen. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next ones. Thanks for your company.